of boom and bust, bull and bear markets, crypto was different. They were on the verge of mass adoption, and because of
crypto, I mean, not entirely wrong. Crypto can be different. It can go straight into the toilet and then suddenly rebound. Like, it's so volatile and so ridiculous. I mean, by the time sometimes you send someone a cryptocurrency for a payment, the amount they receive could be dramatically different than what it was supposed to be when you were sending it. So if you're using it as a currency, it's like, hey, yeah, I want to buy some shawarma. It's like, okay, 50 minutes have gone by. Okay, payment received. Unfortunately, now it's actually worth $7 less, so you'll have to send me more.
The pain is constant, like the rain in this city. I bought the dip, but the dip dipped. The name is CoffeeZilla, and my biggest secret is sometimes I wonder if the
Hey, since cryptocurrency is in the turlet, is this a time when mass mining is declining at all? Has there been a decline in mining operations? I haven't actually done research on that yet, so I'm curious. But that would be a neat little side effect if that's actually happening.
only bottom we're gonna find is at the bottom of a glass.
That's it. I'm cutting you off.
Wait, why? I've only had 4 or 5 drinks.
It's not about the drinks. Every time you start doing this narrator thing, it's nothing but trouble.
Not even my bartender understands my brooding anymore.
GPUs got a tad cheaper. Video cards are starting to return to normal prices. Interesting.
You're doing it again!
somehow Maxwell can hear my narration.
Yes, hash rates have cratered over the past few months. GPU prices have tanked because eBay has been flooded with cards that were used for mining. Interesting. Oh, this is good. So we're going to get our PS5 soon, right?
Which is strange.
That's because you have a tape recorder right there.
What? Oh.
Look, Coffee, I'll play bartender one more time, but you've gotta pick yourself up after this. I mean, what's this all about?
I just don't even see the point. Markets are down, inflation's up, and I've got nothing but bad news. What's the rush to do another depressing story?
Wow, that is so selfish. It's all about you, isn't it? Do you ever think of the people out there who subscribe to you, or they're...
Counting on me?
No, I was thinking more that they're mildly entertained by you.
Oh, that's the pep talk? I'm mild entertainment?
Exactly. You're getting it. But what you're not getting is drinks. I'm cutting you off for your own good. At least until you do another case.
Wait a second. That's not how you want to play this, right? I mean, look, I'll do another case for you, but what about this story? Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Maxwell the bartender is scamming customers.
Not unless you want people to learn about how you actually afforded that $10 million studio. I mean an actual case. Like the Three Arrows Capital story.
All right. We don't have to go there. And wait, 3 Arrows Capital? Are you talking about the hedge fund that blew up last month?
Billion-dollar hedge fund. And now they're on the run.
You're kidding. I thought they gave themselves up.
Nope. No one has seen them for days. And you know who that looks like a job for?
Yep. The police.
I was thinking more a mildly entertaining detective.
Oh, they didn't answer your calls, huh?
No, they screen robocallers.
All right. You know what? I'll do it.
Strange as it is, that's how the hunt for 3AC started.
We start our story in Singapore at the front door of their office, and no one's home. As you can see, mail's been collecting from all the creditors that have been appearing trying to get their money. And crucially, the founders, Su Zhu and Kyle Davies of Three Arrows Capital, are nowhere to be found, which, if you ask me, is pretty good timing because they just went bankrupt. They now owe people hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. But here's the thing, it wasn't always like this. Only months ago, these guys were the
Crypto hedge fund. Man, I totally forgot crypto hedge funds were a thing. Oof. Bad time.
golden boys of crypto. Hell, 10 years ago, nobody even knew who these guys were. They were just a couple of traders in Tokyo working at Credit Suisse. So how did they go from that and transform themselves into one of the world's largest crypto hedge funds? And
oh, that's easy. Scammers scamming scammers. That's yeah. It was a great time. You know, was it last year, the Elon Musk SNL, when crypto was at its all-time highs and everything looked like a line go up forever, and there was no end, no limit to how much money cryptocurrency was going to make everybody forever.
and then destroy it all in only a couple of months? Well, today we're going to find out. It was 10 years ago that the founders of Three Arrows Capital decided they were tired of making money for someone else and quit their jobs to start their own hedge fund. They claim to have mostly used their own capital to start, a modest sum.
So we started with around $1 million of personal capital.
And almost immediately, they were very successful.
Modest.
Despite not having enough money to play in the big leagues that they wanted to get to, they weren't worried. Three Arrows Capital was confident in two things.
Last year, my brother-in-law, I don't talk to anymore, tried talking me into selling my shrines and NFTs. Hey, don't get me wrong. When it's first started and the FOMO was at an all-time high, I can totally understand why an independent artist would be like, oh shit, I gotta get my NFTs out. This just makes total sense. I mean, I get a whole bunch of money for my art. I can sell my digital art. I can also just resell the same art maybe 70 or 100 or 1,000 times if I just chain the coloring of each one and then say they're part of a package. Why wouldn't I do that? It seems like to the moon. It's all going up.
Their ability to make money and their ability to borrow it if they couldn't make it.
Yeah, we had one period where we desperately needed to raise capital. It was prime brokers. And basically, one day they came to us and said, you need to have almost twice as much money as you have. And my mentality at the time was, well, just give me 2 months. I think we made 100% return our first month and a half. Give me 2 more months, I'll make it for you. And they were like, no, in 2 weeks, you have to have that money or I close your account. And so I had to get on the phone. I raised it in a weekend, but I had to get on the phone. I called prop trading firms in Chicago, and I got 1 to wire us the funds by Monday.
And this attitude of pure confidence, either I can make you 100% in 2 months or I can go borrow it on a weekend, that was just kind of how they operated. And this attitude might sound arrogant, but because they were winning, it was honestly kind of contagious and earned them quite the reputation. They became really popular for their super bullish attitudes and became popular for promoting something called the super cycle in crypto.
Oh.
The super cycle was an idea pushed by their founder, Su Zhu, who believed that unlike most markets, which go through periods of boom and bust, bull and bear markets, crypto was different. They were on the verge of mass adoption, and because of
Crypto, I mean, not entirely wrong. Crypto can be different. It can go straight into the turlet and then suddenly rebound. It's so volatile and so ridiculous. I mean, by the time sometimes you send someone a cryptocurrency for a payment, the amount they receive could be dramatically different than what it was supposed to be when you were sending it. So if you're using it as a currency, it's hey, yeah, I want to buy some shawarma. It's okay, 50 minutes have gone by. Okay, payment received. Unfortunately, now it's actually worth $7 less, so you'll have to send me more. It's what, actually? Oh, okay. Can I just eat the shawarma while I wait? Well, no, I can't give you the shawarma until you've actually sent me the full amount, because that would kind of just be stealing, so I'll wait. I mean, you probably should just take another 7 minutes for you to send me that next payment, and then we'll proceed from there.
that, crypto wasn't going to go through a bear market again. He says in a tweet explaining it, this is not yet another cycle, it is the end of cycles. The one where after Bitcoin flippins gold, it doesn't flip back. The one where Web3 supersedes Web2. And he would publicly say that he had
I also love the marketing, because you don't need much. You just need to add the word super to something that already exists. Have you heard of cycles before? Yeah. This is a super cycle. What? Oh my.
tremendous.
I mean, Nintendo proved that was an effective strategy with the Super Nintendo. Every game just had super added to it, and all of a sudden they were way better. Super Mario World. You liked Mario World? What about Super Mario World? And it was super.
Conviction in this idea that things were only going to go up, and thought anyone who had low conviction was, quote, gross, to be honest. So I want you to ask yourself, what would you do if you're on a hot streak of trades, you're not afraid to borrow money, and you're convicted that the number's just going to go up? Well, you might do what Three Arrows Capital did, which was borrow as much money as you can and dump it into
Three
bullish
Arrows.
crypto.
I doubt
plays.
that was a lefty reference.
The Michael Saylor idea.
Go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it.
Only they didn't do that because more.
Oh, it's so much fun laughing at all the fucking, jabronis who may have lost a whole bunch of money and they were all these asshole crypto bros. But there's also probably millions and millions of people desperate who were listening to this, don't have a lot of financial know-how or knowledge, and just got so much FOMO and just watched it and were convinced by all these other assholes. Yeah, line go up. It'll never stop. Go ahead and mortgage your house and put it all into cryptocurrency. What could go wrong?
mortgaging your houses for poor people, but they did something a little more clever. Three Arrows Capital went to all of the biggest crypto lenders in town, from Celsius to Voyager and more, the people we've been hearing about lately. And they told them all, hey, you guys know us, we're successful traders, we're low risk, and we need a loan. It's sort of the equivalent of going all around town and getting as many credit cards as you can and maxing them all out. And by the end, Three Arrows Capital had borrowed from 33 different lenders, a total of not one, not two, but $3.5 billion. And of course, the question is, what are they going to do with it? Well, they made one of the biggest bets of their entire life. They were going super long on the super cycle theory, except this time, it turns out they were wrong.
Crypto or digital currencies have now lost $2 trillion.
Oh my God, a crypto hedge fund. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen when the whole thing just plummets. Fucking Christ.
In value.
Like, even Elon Musk pulled out. We all know Elon Musk never pulls out. I mean, the man needs to impregnate every single fucking thing that he sees. He walks by a tree and then he's like, oh, can make pregnant, and then just runs up to it. So yeah, it's not a good time for crypto.
Holy crap, I literally just got wiped out.
The most destructive wealth event in the history of crypto, with probably about $50 billion just wiped out.
I think this is like a cascading effect, right? And I don't think it's honestly over yet.
When the crypto markets crashed in May of 2022, this led to a massive crisis for Three Arrows Capital, because all of a sudden, they weren't the profits that they thought they were. They didn't see it coming. Kyle Davies says this in an interview. The Terra Luna situation caught them very off guard, and their lenders know.
I think this is probably also a situation of, declining returns. Like, it's at a certain point, you just wait, because it has to rebound. It has to. So yeah, maybe some of the biggest stable coins in the history of cryptocurrency have completely bottomed out. And that wasn't supposed to happen because they were stable coins. It was in the name. They were supposed to remain stable. And those stable coins, unfortunately, the one-to-one thing, well, I mean, it turns out they were run by a whole bunch of scammers too. Just as scammers talked, like, stacked upon stacks and stacks and stacks of scammers. But like, when do you pull out? When do you sit back and say, shit, we took out $3.5 billion in loans, and that value has now become $1 billion because we just made a whole bunch of bad bets. Do we sell our cryptocurrency now, or wait for, maybe buy the dip? It's the only strategy that we've learned. So maybe now is a good time to keep pouring real money into this entire Ponzi scheme.
Noticed. All of a sudden, they start approaching them saying, hey, we're a little worried here. Can you get us our money back? And Kyle Davies tried to reassure them. He sent them a paper saying they had the money. I mean, it wasn't exactly a proof or anything. It was a one-page document that says they had a net asset value of $2.3 billion.
That's all they have to do? The bar is so low for cryptocurrency. Your investors are a little concerned about how exactly the company is operating. Can you provide something that will provide investor confidence? Oh yeah, absolutely. Just give me a couple minutes, really. I just got to open up Google Docs. All right. That's how much money we have, everybody.
Which isn't much proof at all. And this was on May 13th, and it bought them about 5 days before someone realized that you can just make up numbers on papers and send it to people. And so on May 18th, some of their creditors approached them again, this time blockchain.com. They called Kyle up and said, hey, well, maybe you can give us some of our money back. And allegedly, Kyle told blockchain.com that if they recalled any of their loans, Three Arrows Capital would boycott all their products, basically.
Again, this is so ridiculous. You know what Three Arrows should have done? Three Arrows should have paid them back in the worthless cryptocurrency that they invested in. Be like, oh yeah, we'll send you a whole bunch of Terra Luna. Millions of dollars. Well, not dollars, sorry. Tokens of Terra Luna.
Threatening them. Because of this, blockchain.com decided to give them a longer time to repay. Fast forward another month, Kyle's trying to borrow 5,000 Bitcoin from one lender to try to pay a margin call to another lender, except he doesn't get it. And it's at this point that Kyle finally starts admitting to some of the lenders that if crypto markets keep declining, they wouldn't be okay. So naturally, what do all these lenders do? Well, they panic and try to get their money out. But this time is different. Instead of picking up the phone as usual with their confident responses of, oh, we have the money, or if we don't have the money, we're going to double our money in 2 months anyways, there's no answer at all. Instead,
that's literally just Ponzi tactics. That's 100% Ponzi tactics. Like that's you are going to borrow money to pay off the other debts for the people who are trying to get their money back.
Instead, all they get is this. A tweet from Suzu. We are in the process of communicating with relevant parties and are fully committed to working this out.
It's so sad. So sad. Like fucking 9,000 people are like, oh, well, sure. I'm very confident in you now. Yeah, but why would he lie about that?
But the insiders knew this wasn't true. Three Arrows Capital wasn't in touch with anyone. It was like they had vanished off the face of the earth. One of their close associates said they had ghosted people. And because of this, these lenders, who now are left with $3.5 billion missing, now started to collapse themselves and have their own problems. We've already talked about this with Voyager and Celsius, just to name a few.
House of Cards.
And their last hope is to figure out where in the world these guys are with all of their money. And they could truly be anywhere, because as they declared bankruptcy, rumors started to come out that maybe Three Arrows Capital had been a little naughty with their money. According to reports, the duo had bought a series of mansions and a $50 million super yacht, which, according to a signed affidavit, this yacht was intended to be larger than any yacht owned by any Singapore billionaire, which is a strange flex coming from guys who now weren't billionaires. And since I know you're probably curious what a $50 million super yacht looks like,
yes, I am.
If you're okay with it, we'll take a tour of it as I explain what happens next.
Yes.
So if you just come aboard for a second, the 52 steel San Lorenzo, you get 52 meters of stunning views and swimming pools, which is all allegedly purchased with borrowed money. Top it all off with stunning dining rooms, a full gym. But in my opinion, the main...
Oh, I fucking love this. You know, I despise Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, that show. I was always just gross to me. I get that was a period in, I guess, our history where, like, everyone just venerated the super wealthy, and that's kind of shifted because people realized they're destroying the planet. But, like, at that time, you know, it was just gross. It's something about it. And I'm not just talking just about the fucking, like, adulation of the fucking, the wealth class, the bourgeoisie, the owning class, or anything like that. I'm straight up talking about the fact that it was always tacky as fuck. I would be like Donald Trump shit. How are you, like, spending billions of dollars and it looks so gross? Like, I don't want gold-plated everything. That looks hideous, okay? You look like you're living in a Christmas ornament. What is with these fucking white chairs and columns everywhere, Greek columns, Jesus Christ.
The main attraction here is this 2019 tweet from their new owner, Suzu. Quote, climate change talk is cheap, but sailing the seven seas on your yacht as an international fugitive is expensive. It's almost like he was dropping hints the whole time. But like I said, we don't even know if he's on this yacht as an international fugitive or if he's in one of his other super mansions. Because let's not forget, when he wasn't on this yacht, he was busy living in a multi-million-dollar bungalow that his 3-year-old owned, which I guess I haven't explained yet.
What?
Suzu is the father of a multi-millionaire baby. This is all because there's a trust in his name that owns their multi-million-dollar bungalow. But obviously, Suzu bought this house in the 3-year-old's name, so why?
Man, this is actually pretty epic. This is gonna make for a good movie. I love the thought process behind this all too. Just like the gears turning. It's like, so if shit goes south, what do we do? What if, and hear me out, I had a millionaire baby? What if I just start funneling money to my child in a trust, and then no one will be able to touch that? Because it's not my money, it's my baby's money. I mean, I'm obviously going to have to be the guardian of this child and have control over that trust, but it works, right?
I do it this way. Well, speculation says that bankruptcy courts probably can't get access to it if it's in a trust. And that's not all. Three Arrows Capital has hired lawyers that have been allegedly advising them on how to help shield those assets from creditors.
How are the creditors, giving out billions of dollars without way more protectionism in place? Like, wouldn't there just be a world of contracts and things and, like, you know, that we can come after the trust of a millionaire baby if you tried that tactic out or something? Or did you just have supreme confidence in these people? Because they use the word super? Is that what got you? Did you see Super Cycle? And you're like, oh, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's give them a couple $1 billion. There's no way they'll lose it.
According to this signed affidavit, which combines with the fact that nobody knows where these guys are,
this whole
things
thing,
are looking
cocaine is
dim.
riddled over the walls
and
of all
of
the
this
story.
Is just so sad. in my opinion, not just because they might get away with it, but because all this money that they owe isn't just a number on a screen, billions of dollars, whatever. It's really the bill that's coming due for regular investors, all due to the arrogance of two traders and the carelessness of these lending platforms.
I'm going to disagree with CoffeeZilla a little bit here, because the companies that were willing to give them those billions of dollars, the people who were the investors in those companies, I think you should have vetted those companies a little bit before as well. I mean, it just seems like something that was so ridiculous on the surface that why would you gamble this way? And if it results in the fact that this is now going to tank those companies, if those companies, should they lose whatever amount they were willing to loan out to this super, super shady fucking crypto hedge fund corporation, if that alone can tank your company, the amount that you ended up loaning them, maybe you weren't a really good investment firm. I don't know. That's just me, you know? I'm just thinking about that.
Who gave it to them. Because let's not get it twisted. Suzu and Kyle Davies were initially playing with their own money before all these crypto lenders gave them a bunch more of it. So it's not as if there's only one bad guy here. I mean, how could these lenders not do more due diligence on the people they're lending customer money to?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Kyle Davies was literally sending one-page PDFs that said that they had $2.3 billion, and people just believed him. So that's on the one hand, the crypto lenders are at fault. But of course, on the other hand, it's pretty clear that Three Arrows Capital wasn't honest with the lenders either. And I could do the whole pitch for regulation here, but I'm kind of sick of doing that because you guys know that. The real truth of it, though, is the ones that are actually going to pay for all this, pay for these yachts, are the regular investors who put their hard-earned money into these lending platforms that now are...
Yeah, but okay, but can I do a PSA? Do you have some money that you want to invest in a variety of different things? Don't invest in these weird ass crypto hedge funds. I'm not a financial advisor. I should probably legally state that. I'm just saying from what I've seen, they all seem to be scams upon scams upon scams. It seems like one of the worst possible things that you can invest your money in. I would not put a single dime into it. Not even the money you have willing to burn. Do something with that money instead. Like burn it to warm your house maybe. It would probably be a better use of that money than whatever the fuck is happening here. It just seems like time and time again, it's like, well, this was just impossible. We never thought that this could ever fail. It was a stable coin. It had the word stable in it, and they guaranteed they would, every single dollar that a token was worth would have a real dollar of backing behind it. And then they kind of did this neat little thing where they washed it. It not literal washing, it was digital washing. It was called the digital wash, and what it would do is it was kind of money washing. But anyways, that's inconsequential. It's stable. It's in the name. Why not invest all your money into this? Like, no, just people, please. The stable coins are backed by horses. I mean, we did learn about economics from Elon Musk, and maybe that's a better path forward. Maybe we should just run on a horse economy. Buy and sell things, trade with horse. That's just going to be the future.
Are bankrupt. But even in the best case scenario, if they cooperate, I guarantee the real winners are going to be the lawyers and Suzu and Kyle Davies, who are already trying to make claims against their own company that they are owed money. Anyways, that's basically the Three Arrows Capital story.
You gotta love it. Holy shit. The audacity. Not only did one of them basically hide a bunch of cash by creating this trust fund for their new millionaire baby, the other one is using their own wife to claim that the company they ran and scammed people with owes them millions of dollars back. The company that is now also going bankrupt. So I guess they're filing a bankruptcy claim for that company, and part of the bankruptcy payout is that they want money. But they're shielded because it's a private corporation. God fucking damn it.
Case closed. Well, that's one down. Thousands more to go. But strangely enough, I feel different. Maybe Maxwell was right about needing to work again, or maybe it's just because the sun's coming out. Either way, things are looking a bit brighter.
I have a feeling, I'm going to make a prediction. CoffeeZilla is like under 2 years away from being a little more radicalized to the left. I know he's a good lib. He's a good lib calling out all these crypto scammers, but I think after a certain amount, it's going to break him. I don't think he can be in this industry for very long and not start seeing all the writing on the wall. Just like time and time again, I'm going to say that. I'm going to chart that as a possible outcome.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to embark on a mighty jihad in your name. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble jester, attempting in vain to get you to laugh. To our valiant knights of the Round Table, Benji Arnie, Tech Tink, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood. It doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove. Egbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tao, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevbot, EXE, Brian Ephraim, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our mugs and salute our brave heroes off to another glorious conquest.